Welcome to MMPTV, where we tell the untold stories of those uniting across struggles to put people first. I'm Alex Wiles, and you're watching our weekly update. Today, we will be talking about a powerful grassroots effort to pass the Earned Sick Days bill in Philadelphia. This bill would require all businesses with more than 5 employees to allow their workers up to 7 paid sick days per year. Currently, more than 200,000 working men and women in Philadelphia aren't allowed to earn sick days. This leaves many working people at risk of losing a day of pay or getting fired if they call out sick or call out to take care of a sick family member. This desperate situation forces Philadelphia families to make unthinkable choices, whether to stay home from work and risk losing a day of pay or a job, or go to work sick in order to pay rent and keep their job. But many of us are fighting back against having to make these choices and for the right to have sick days. Today, we're going to hear the stories of some of the incredible people who are leading this fight.
My name is Earl McCollum, and I worked at Temple University for 18.5 years. And I worked as a janitor. As the years went on, we was doing a lot of damage to my body, and I didn't know that. That morning when I went to work, I had a bad pain in my left arm, and so my supervisor sent me to the emergency room. So I had about almost 4 months of sick time almost. Regular people wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it that far. You know? I made that far because I had those sick days.
Earned sick days are important, especially in Philadelphia, because there are 200,000 workers who have no access to sick time when they get sick or when their family members get sick. That means that they have a really terrible economic choice to make.
My son has severe asthma, so if he gets sick or the school calls me, you know, even though he's 17, I still have to come to be the one to pick him up. You know what I mean? So then I lose a day of pay. And then that will, you know, affect how I have to buy groceries for my next pay, or what bill I pay next pay, if I have to take time off without having sick days.
We hear all the time about workers who want to take 2 hours off to get a mammogram, who need to take their child to the emergency room, who need to do just the everyday things that you should be able to do for your family. And they're told just not to come in the next day for work.
You know, I was in an accident once and I could barely walk, and my job gave me 1 week unpaid vacation and told me if I didn't have a doctor's note at the end of the week that I would be fired. So with no insurance and no money, so I didn't even know how I was going to pay my rent, never mind go see a doctor.
So that's really what we're trying to talk about with earned sick days, why we think it's so important to have a very minimum standard, and we are talking very minimal number of days.
It's definitely critical, because if I'm going into work sick and I'm taking care of someone who's already sick, you know, my immune system down, their immune system down, so it's spreading, you know, and I can catch what they have easily. And then I can't give them the proper care that they need because I'm not even well enough to take care of myself.
If you value, you know, your citizens and you want to treat them like whole human beings, then they should be, you have to acknowledge that people get sick and people get hurt and people have family things come up, and you don't just, you're not just a line of toy workers. It's like you're, a community of people.
The main priorities right now need to be to focus on the people who really are holding this country together, who's working at these companies, who's building these companies and keeping these companies together with their sweat and labor to at least give them the benefit of being able to earn paid sick days. That's the least they can do with the billions of dollars that they're making. It's not going to hurt their pockets.
I urge them to pass a bill for sick time, and for other people that's coming along after me, I don't want them to wind up like me.
Every one of us has a story about a time when we were sick or needed to care for a sick loved one and could not go to work. This is just part of being human. Why then are sick days currently treated as a privilege and not a basic need? This problem of not having sick days is connected to so many other hardships that working families are coming up against today. For so many of us, getting the quality healthcare we need is already a struggle, and the lack of sick days makes it even harder to ensure this basic need can be met. For example, adults without paid sick days are much more likely to take their family members to the emergency room for care because they were unable to take time off during their regular working hours. Ironically, many of the people who hold jobs as healthcare providers and caregivers are also working without sick days. What does this say about the priorities of this city and our society at large when we can't even ensure that our healthcare providers and other caregivers can take a sick day? While the majority of us are forced to make inhumane decisions about which bills to pay and what basic necessities to live without, the wealthiest companies and individuals in this city are lobbying our city officials to prevent the earned sick days bill from passing. And we're only talking about 7 paid sick days. This is just a fraction of what we truly need in order to live dignified lives. That's why all of us need to come together, for the right to have sick days and for all the things our families and communities need to thrive. Right now, Pennsylvania is not putting people first. That's why MMP has launched the Put People First campaign, which is all about putting people's basic needs first, such as quality healthcare, education, housing, and jobs that pay living wages. MMP wants to hear from you and other people across the state to tell these untold stories. We want to connect people and places around Pennsylvania so that we can work together to put people first in our state. To fill out a survey or tell your story, contact stories@putpeoplefirstpa.com. Stay tuned on PhillyCam, Facebook, and MediaMobilizing.org. I'm Alex Wiles, and thank you for watching MMPTV.
Media Mobilizing Project TV.